Hello everyone. On for review today is one of the most talked about fragrances on YouTube, period. One of the most talked about. It's right up there with Pure Malt um, and a few others that were just hyped to the absolute max. Um, Now, the fragrance I'll be discussing today is one of the winners from the subscriber's choice, and that is Creed's Aventus. Now, the first time I smelled Aventus was over a year ago. When I first started to dabble into the fragrance game, Kerosene had sent me um, like 5 samples, and amongst them was Aventus. At the time, I didn't think it was that great. I was kind of like, yeah, the smell's nice, but it's not really my taste. Um, and at the time I was actually like completely head over heels in love with Virgin Island water. Was my favorite Creed at the time. I hadn't smelled Millesime Imperial, and I think the only other one I smelled other than Aventus was maybe Silver Mountain water. So those three were the ones that I had smelled, and actually I got Silver Mountain water and Aventus from Kerosene. So when when I was sniffing the creeds out, I kind of dismissed Aventus over a year ago. I was just like, it's okay. Now, over a year later, I absolutely adore this stuff. I think it's great. So, Aventus was introduced in 2010, and there are many different bottle sizes. You're going to spend anywhere between $140 to upwards of $380. I'm going to show you the presentation for the bottles and the boxes. It really all depends on what you get. Here is a box for the big old 8.4 ounce flacon. There's a 1 ounce, 2.5 ounce, a 4 ounce, and then this guy. So with this, just like every other Creed, you got the nice detail. Only this time there isn't Creed written all over the box, so that should not alarm you at all. Especially because the only place you can get these, I'm pretty sure right now at the moment, is from the Creed boutique. I don't think FragranceNet or any of them has them in right now, but I have seen Creed flacons at FragranceNet before. So this is what it looks like, and you've got, of course, Napoleon on his winged horse. Got some information on the side here. It's just kind of like a little letter. And on the other side, it's about Napoleon right here. So that's pretty cool. And, the back is just kind of standard plain. The bottom is going to say the lot number. So this is a KO4. KO4 is the batch. That's what you're going to want to look for on a Creed. That's the last 3 numbers and letter of the lot number. So as you can see, the last 3 are KO4, and that should match the flacon. Now this is what the flacon looks like. It's a beautiful flacon with the Aventus sticker right here, and of course Creed's crown logo all over the bottle. So it's a beautiful bottle, and like I said, the lot number, it should match the box KO4 right there. And at the top here will be leather, and it should be wrapped around with a little gold string, and the cap is absolutely gorgeous. Creed right there imprinted, and it's just a stopper. Yummy. And if you're wondering, the KO4 batch is actually the really super pineapple-y batch. And it doesn't last as long. It lasts about 3 hours on my skin. Whereas this guy over here, the 4 ounce flask. So here we go. Once again, Napoleon on a Pegasus. Pegasus being the winged horse. And it just says Aventus right here, and of course Creed right here. Standard cap and sprayer, standard sprayer, standard cap, and of course there are a few different bottle variations with the code. Some of them have the batch number lasered on the bottom. Mine, however, is right here, like most of the other ones. And this is an SO1 batch, and it does match the SO1 at the bottom of my box here, and that's where it should match. It's at the bottom of the box. So here's the box. It's different, as you can see. Once again, they went for a more texturized sort of look. It's supposed to match this right here. So that's that. One complaint about this bottle. This is a sticker. You could peel this off. I was kind of hoping it was like some kind of hard plastic or leather, but it's like, I don't really know what it is. It's like a sticker though. It's like got this fake. Do you hear the crackling though? I mean, it's not on there very well. Actually, when I got this, it was peeling a little bit. I was pretty pissed off about that. I mean, this bottle cost me like $285. So, I mean, really, kind of upset me a little bit. So that's something that Creed should work on. They, want to depict. They have a status to uphold, pretty much, and they're all about being royal and having these royal fragrances, and celebrities wear their stuff. Blah, if I can talk. So, you have a fragrance that costs this much money. You don't want that kind of bullshit taking place. That's just my opinion, though. If you're okay with that, that's great. Dish out the $280 for the fucking bottle to fall apart. Me, on the other hand, I get mad. But let's continue on now. Here's the sprayer. As you can see, sprayer works wonderfully, and the scent is amazing. So, let's get into the notes of the fragrance. Oof, I can taste it. Oof. Okay, so top notes: blackcurrant, bergamot, apple, and pineapple. Middle notes: jasmine, rose, patchouli, and base notes: vanilla, oak moss, birch, musk, and ambergris. For me, what you're going to get is a big, big, big blast of juicy pineapple. Birch I get right at the beginning. Some nice, like, rosy undertone. I don't get any jasmine. And, of course, bergamot plays a big role for the beginning, but not too far into the fragrance, just like 15 minutes. I don't smell any apples. I don't get much patchouli. I get a little bit. But really, the players of the fragrance on my skin: pineapple, birch, and like a leather sort of a feel. And leather's not in the note lineup. So for me, it's a leathery, woody pineapple, and it smells great. Some other things to compare this to, I can't think of any. A lot of people compare this to Maurice Roussel's Bond Number 9 Riverside Drive. I'm not big on Riverside Drive. It's okay. The pineapple is different. This is more of a juicy, fresh pineapple. Riverside Drive is more of a, I don't even know how I would explain it, but it's not as a natural smelling sort of a pineapple. Less juicy, almost like a vinegary pineapple. This, much better. Love it. And this is like the best pineapple accord I've smelled in a fragrance. I love the smell of pineapple, and this one's not like too candy-ish. I have smelled pineapple in like, I think it was Guess Suede, And Guess Suede, I actually really enjoy. It smells like marshmallows and pineapple, but it was like a very candy-like sort of pineapple. This is like a very natural, great juicy pineapple. Love it. But I have had a few people mention to me when I wear this at work that it smells like cool water. And, I'm not a big fan of cool water. I love GIT. Green Irish Tweed, the new batch, smells really good to me. The 2010 batch, that's the one I own. But the older batch is a little too vinegary for me, I think. A little too much violet leaf. And I really don't like cool water at all. It's like headache inducing for me. So that being said, especially when you spend a good amount of money on a fragrance like this, I don't want to hear that I smell like cool water. But it's okay because the people that said that I smell like cool water said they like the smell of it. So that's really the only point, is to please myself with the way I smell. And if others think I smell good, then that's an added bonus. But I like the scent, so that's fine. So versatility with this one, I personally think that anyone can pull it off. But if I really had to put a number on it, I'd say 25 and up. It does have a little bit more of a mature feel than most of the other creeds. The well-known creeds, will say. There's a lot of other creeds that nobody's talking about that have super dated feeling to it. And like, let's get into some of those. I'll give you some examples. What is it? Royal Scottish Lavender, Royal English Leather. They smell okay, but they're like, like from the 18 freaking 60s or some shit, 1820s, like when Creed was making scented gloves. That's what the scent is based off of. So they're going to have a sort of dated feel to it. This doesn't have a dated feel. It just has more of a mature feel to it. And this is marketed towards men, and I certainly don't think women would be able to pull this off nearly as well as a man. There are just some fragrances that are just for women and then just for men, and this is one of those, I think. I personally don't see a woman really wanting to smell like this anyways. The birch in this fragrance is actually pretty in your face. Got a little bit of an ashy feel to it. Now, that all depends on the batch, too, which is unfortunate with Creed. This K batch here, KO4, super pineapple-y, barely any birch. And it also only lasts about 3 hours on my skin. This, however, this is an SO1. SO1 lasts about 8 hours on my skin, and the birch is a little bit more involved in the fragrance. So versatility, 25 and up, all season long, any occasion. Date, clubbing, casual use, going out to the restaurant, going out to a movie, who cares, anything goes. Work, just don't spray yourself a million times, it gets sent home. That does happen. This can get pretty overpowering with the little tinge of patchouli in it and the ashy feel, and I get leather in it. So I could see how that could serve as a problem to some people. Now, like I said, longevity, it depends on what batch you get. It could be 4 hours, it could be 8 hours. Projection, with this particular batch that I have in my 4-ounce flask, for the first hour and a half, it's really, really good projection. It does, over time, get closer to your skin, and then you're left with that sweet ambergris and a little bit of birch and pineapple hanging on for dear life. Then it kind of just disappears into a musky sort of a smell for the last, like, half hour, and then you can't smell anything. And the compliment factor with this fragrance is pretty skyrocket, I gotta be honest. Everyone seems to love this, except for my mother, which I'm okay with that. My mother absolutely despises this fragrance. She says I smell like a hippie or patchouli or something, and I'm like, okay, Mom. I mean, I don't know. With everyone else, no one mentions that I smell like super patchouli. It's just either you smell really fresh or clean or cool water, unfortunately, or I haven't really ever had anyone point out that it smells like pineapple, but I do get positive comments on it for the most part. So that's good. It is a crowd pleaser, and that's why it took me so long to get around to purchasing this fragrance. I was kind of, I didn't really feel like it, to be honest with you. I was like, well, I don't want to be mainstream, and everyone was raving about it. And a lot of the times with fragrances, if someone's raving about it, generally I get disappointed. And I was disappointed the first time I smelled this. This is a fragrance that takes time to appreciate, I think. Because I was like so anti-Aventus a year ago. I was like, what the hell are these people talking about? I don't think this is great. I don't think it's a holy grail. It's nothing special. And now, if you've watched my top 20 favorite fragrances, you saw that it made it in my top 10 list. So it's funny. You got to spend some time with certain fragrances. I got samples from some of my friends on here over and over again, and I just kind of took a little time to learn to appreciate what I was smelling and understand the development on my skin. There's always that one fragrance or a couple fragrances that everyone has that you start off not liking or not really caring about, and then you spend a little bit of time with it and you learn to love it. And that was this for me. Overall, I give Aventus a 9 out of 10. I think it is the most versatile creed other than Green Irish Tweed. So it's right up there with Green Irish Tweed as far as versatility. And it's also the longest lasting creed on my skin, along with Green Irish Tweed. That also lasts about 8 hours on my skin. All the rest are about in the 6 to 5 hour range on me. I will say the original Santal does pretty well too, about 7 hours. But this one will get praised for that alone, for being able to last that long on my skin, for being a creed. Generally, they don't really last as long as you'd hope. But this one does, and it smells absolutely amazing. I love this one. I hope you all enjoyed, and jump on the wagon with this one. I neglected to for the first couple months that everyone was talking about it. You gotta at least buy a sample and try it out if you haven't already. Especially with spring and summer, amazing for that. Amazing for fall and winter too. Versatile as hell. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.